contact me again after all this time? After running off with your lover and ignoring my calls? Is your heart made of iron?
I have time to contact you now because my life finally settled down recently. Sorry for all the trouble I caused you back then. It was 5 years ago, though. Isn't it time we let bygones be bygones?
You really think sorry settles this? Not only were you cheating on me almost the whole time we were together, you ran away with your lover boy on our wedding day. What's more, he barged into the church in the middle of the ceremony, shouted, "Stop the wedding," and ran off with you. It's like something out of a TV show.
I know, right? Oh, he's so romantic. Oh, he's the best. Chad was so cool that day.
No, not so cool. Is there something wrong with your head? Me and the audience all thought it was some kind of surprise performance. So, in the spirit of going along with it, completely oblivious to the truth, we just waved you out of the church. You started thinking it was weird when you didn't come back after an hour, so ran off looking for you. But you were nowhere to be found. Everyone started panicking. You put us all through the mill that day.
Would you take a chill pill? Stop nagging me over ancient history. It's been 5 years. It's not very manly, you know.
Your poor mom fainted when she found out you ran away with another man. And your dad got on his knees and apologized to the point it made me uncomfortable. I had to apologize and return the gifts of everyone who attended the reception and the banquet. It caused me so much stress. It was a miserable time for all involved. It's natural to want to do more than just nag when someone treats you like this.
God, you're so persistent. Does the whining ever end? It's not like we were on the family register yet. You should just be pleased we didn't have to go through any legal procedures.
That's not the point, is it? Do you have any idea how much trouble you caused?
Oh, whatever, it's old news now. The statute of limitations passed way back. Let's just put it behind us, okay? You need to stop clinging to me, Joe. I think it's time you look for someone else. Marriage is great, you know. Kids are cute, too.
I have no interest in being with you, Stacy. But before I cut off contact for good, we need to square a few things off. We're still far from even.
Square things off? What does that even mean?
The money, obviously. Compensation for breaking off the engagement, $23,000. Expenses for the wedding you ruined by running off with Loverboy, $14,000. Next, the money from my savings you stole from the house, $15,000. Finally, compensation for my car that you used to escape, $15,000. Total amount owed, $67,000. Pay up, now!
What the heck? Why should I have to pay all that money?
Because I took an awful big hit due to your actions. You ran away with your lover on our wedding day. You helped yourself to my savings and steal my car to make your escape. Don't think for 1 second you're getting away with this without paying.
You can seethe at me all you like, but that won't be happening. There's no way I can afford to pay that much. Feeding and clothing my son will only get more expensive from now on. I can't give you money I don't have.
Then get a hold of it somehow and pay up. Put all your savings together, or sell all of your assets, or take out a loan. Or all of them. I don't care. Just give me my money. Your kid is not my problem.
Nope, impossible. Surely you're not entitled to compensation just because I broke off the engagement. It's not like either of us lost anything. $23,000 is blowing it way out of proportion. I will absolutely not be paying that.
You really think that logic holds up? We exchanged engagement gifts. and I bought you a wedding ring worth over $7,500. $23,000 in compensation is perfectly appropriate. I already checked with my lawyer, and there's no doubt about it.
Well, I disagree. As for the wedding expenses, if you didn't return everyone's gift, you could have paid them. If you just kept hold of all the gifts, you could have sold them off and made more than enough to cover the wedding. It's not my fault that you were too dumb to think of that, and I will not be paying for your lack of brain cells.
You seriously think that would be acceptable? They came to celebrate us getting married. Thanks to you running off with Loverboy, what was supposed to be a wedding turned into what felt like a funeral. There's no way I could be shameless and despicable enough to accept, let alone sell the gifts those kind people gave us. Because I'm not like you.
That may be so. Still, $67,000? No can do. Nuh-uh. Nope. Can't we at least call it quits on the portion from your savings and car?
And why the hell would we do that? That's the most important part. How dare you give your lover the key to our apartment, have him sneak in, and have him steal my bank card, savings account book, and car keys? That car was brand new 2 months before you stole it. Why in God's name do you think I'd be willing to call that quits?
We were still engaged at the time I took your savings. So, when you think about it, it was actually kind of my money. If we got married, it would have really become mine, so isn't demanding I return my own money a bit strange?
That was not your money. It took years of long shifts and overtime at the office for me to save that up. Just because we were engaged doesn't somehow make it yours. The same goes for the car.
What? The car? We abandoned it by the side of the road before we left town, which means we hardly even used it. You can't seriously expect me to pay for that too?
Obviously I do. Thanks to you lowlifes abandoning my new car in the middle of nowhere, it got stripped to pieces. Everything inside was stolen. Even the frickin' tires were gone. Words can't describe my shock when I saw it. You knew how much I loved that car. You are 100% paying me compensation.
Money, money, money. It's all about money with you. You're so selfish. What happened to the car after that has nothing to do with me.
Let's just make this clear. Do you refuse to pay no matter what? For breaking off the wedding? For stealing my car?
Yeah, that's right. Me and Chad have a life together. We have a little boy to think about. Things are over between me and you, so just leave us alone. You won't get a penny out of me. Don't you dare get in the way of my happiness.
I'm calling the police.
What? The police? Why would the police have anything to do with this?
Isn't it obvious? What you did was theft. The wedding expenses and compensation are one thing, but stealing my savings and car was theft, plain and simple. If I ring the police, you'll be arrested without a doubt.
What? You're joking, right?
You'd think I'd joke about something like this? Did you think that what you did was somehow okay because I was your fiancé? Were you just not aware what you did was a crime because you're completely devoid of brain cells?
Me and Chad? Criminals? What would happen to us if we got arrested? And our son? What would happen to our son?
Well, if you ended up going to jail, you and him would be in separate prisons. As for your son, I think he'd most likely go to some kind of care or foster home. Oh, and by the way, if you do go to jail, I read the maximum sentence for what you did is about 10 years. By the time you got out, your kid would already be out of elementary school.
How could you speak so lightly of tearing a family apart? You're horrible. You're the worst. You're the incarnation of pure evil in human form. If anyone should be arrested, it's you.
Why would I be arrested? Anyway, what'll it be? Would you rather be reported to the police and be arrested as a couple in the family home? Or maybe you prefer to be arrested after graciously accepting your fate and handing yourselves in? Or maybe, just maybe, you'd rather pay up and give me my damn $67,000. If you pay me the entire $67,000 at once, I'm happy to forget I ever mentioned the police.
Fine, I get it. I'll give you the money. But the problem is, I don't have the money. All I can give you is $2,000. No, maybe $4,000. I'll pay back the rest in smaller installments, so please, just don't get the police involved.
$4,000? I guess that's a good start. Okay, I need you to send me it in cash money through registered mail, addressed to my lawyer. I'll send you a picture of my lawyer's business card after this.
Cash money through registered mail? Why? What's wrong with bank transferring it normally?
You really think I'd give my bank details to a thief? I don't want you knowing my address either. See to it that you send the money to me through registered mail within a week. You understand?
Yes, I get it. What the heck? They took Chad away in handcuffs. I thought we had an agreement. You said if I paid you, you wouldn't report us.
Oh, wow. They arrest him already? Wait, they didn't take you too?
I was out with our son. When we got back from grocery shopping, there was a police car parked outside of our apartment. With Kazuya inside, they took him.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You managed to escape then? You really lucked out there, huh? And there was me thinking Bonnie and Clyde would go down together. What a shame.
What the hell are you playing at? Why did you report us to the police? I sent your money, you liar!
I didn't lie about anything. Try to remember carefully. I never said I wouldn't report you just because you paid me, did I? I only said I wouldn't call the police if you paid me the entire $67,000 at once. All you gave me was $4,000.
I told you I'd pay the rest later in smaller installments. I'm not made of money, you know. I only scraped that $4,000 together in the first place because you said you wouldn't report me.
How can I trust the word of someone like you? You already betrayed me more times than I can count. I can't trust anything other than payment through the proper channels. That's why I went out of my way to make it clear to you that I needed cash money sent through registered mail.
No way. Did you intend to report me from the get-go? Did you lie about not wanting to tell me your bank number and address too?
Like I said, I haven't lied about anything. Not wanting to tell you my bank details or where I live is the honest truth. But my actual objective was figuring out your address. This was always going to happen sooner or later, you know. I already filed a police report 5 years ago.
You lying, deceitful, swindling, good-for-nothing trickster lowlife! You're the devil! Are you satisfied now that you've ruined my happiness?
How could I possibly be satisfied? This pales in comparison with what you did to me. You cheated on me and dumped me at the altar on our wedding day. You stole my money, you stole my car, and then you ran away and blanked me for 5 whole years. I suffered with such soul-crushing depression, I had to see a doctor at one point. But you got married. You had a son. Not a care in the world. Not a shred of conscience over what you did to me. Satisfied, she says. Give me a break.
What does any of that have to do with me? It's not my problem. Ugh, whatever. Forget it. I have to give up on Chad now. I've got no choice but to escape with my son. I have to protect my son at all costs.
That was all it took for you to dump Loverboy? To think you ran off with him so dramatically on our wedding day.
Ugh, shut up, shut up, shut up!
Well, what do I care? You want to escape? You go right ahead. Of course, your sentence will only get longer. I am curious, though. Where exactly do you plan on escaping to? After having just lost a huge sum of money and having a kid to take care of?
Are you even human? I'll never forgive you for this. You won't get your own way. I mean it. Remember that!
You don't have to tell me. I could never forget. Just like you said, I'm persistent. After that, Stacy really did try escaping with her son. But the police managed to find her pretty quickly since she couldn't even afford a train ticket. Be honest, I did want them both to go on trial and serve hard time. But when I thought about what it would do to Stacy's brothers, sisters, parents, and her innocent son, I couldn't bring myself to press charges. We settled out of court for the total cost of the damages, plus an extra $15,000 for the trouble. Her parents helped her shoulder the burden, and I received all the money in one payment. Stacy and Chad are currently being treated like workhorses at a company run by one of her relatives, to pay off the debt they owe to her parents as a result of our settlement. By the way, Stacy's brother and his wife are looking after her son now. I hear he's growing into a healthy wee lad. I would have felt bad for him being raised by a pair of pea-brained dimwits like those two, though I think it's probably for the best. As for me, I used some of the settlement money to get myself a brand new car. Having my car so casually stolen like that was the most shocking part of the whole affair for me. So I really splashed out this time. For now, I'm not thinking about getting remarried. I'm just enjoying my days driving around tearing things up in my new car.